Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's J-Man. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm J-Man.
This is Steiny.
So I was asking him how things are going, and while he's talking, I farted. And then I mentioned that that stench is a combination of yesterday's Taco Bell dinner, and for dessert I had 2 hard-boiled eggs. And my shit has been fucking atomic all day. I could have peeled paint with my ass. And then he starts talking about his doo-doo browns and being 45 and being of the age where his wife, who's how much younger?
She's like 7-8 years younger than me, 37.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that math checks out, by the way.
Yeah.
As the guy who can do fucking multiplication like a human calculator. He's trying to think about the age difference between him and his spouse, for fuck's sakes. So you got Cologuard and you pooped in a box, and that's when I said we have to start recording this. Go.
Well, I haven't actually pooped in a box yet, but I can tell you about the process or what kind of led up to it. And it's on its way, by the way, so I will let you update you
Go on.
later on how this process goes. So, yeah, I am 45, and I'm of an age, and I don't eat very well. I also drink a lot of coffee. I don't take very good care of my digestive health. I never really have, right? I eat whatever I want.
But you're in fairly good shape.
Right.
Size-wise, you're not a fatty Magoo, so good for you.
I can kind of make up for my terrible eating habits, right? I'm active enough at this age. But so it was starting to cause some strife because my wife's starting to think that I might have some cancer, or, you know, there's enough stuff out there. She's worried that if there's something that is lingering, I should have it checked out. You know, I should go have...
She's worried about pre-cancer markers or
polyps,
symptoms.
Blood in the stool, all those other things type of thing. Yeah, exactly. So she was kind of getting on me, and to appease her, I decided, okay, I'm 45, I can do this thing called Cologuard. Went online. It's really simple. You just order the box, and you don't even have to have a referral from your own physician. They basically call you as somebody that asked me some really hard-hitting questions. What was my date of birth, the state I lived in, and if I had had a colonoscopy within the last, 10 years or something like that. Nope. And that was it. Okay, We'll send you the box.
Can I ask you this question? Did you hear about the Cologuard system from listening to K-Fan?
Actually, no. It was their stupid little commercials a couple of years ago with the box, on TV.
Get it sent to your house, and you can just poop in a cup, and then you won't have to have the worry of a doctor with his finger in your butt, or the possibility of going into an office and having a man penetrate you and then experiencing a sexual epiphany that then causes you to question everything you've ever known and loved.
Right. Milking the prostate will become your new thing. It was one of those things, too, where it says it's 92% effective at fighting cancers. There are things where there can be false positives if you are one to have if you're one to have bloody stools all the time or something like that. I mean, there could be something where holy shit,
I have to ask, I wish we had an audience of 30 or 40 guys.
Right.
Like an episode of fucking Tool Time and Home Improvement. Be like, okay, show of hands, boys. Who here has had blood in their stool? I'm going to Google this. How common is bloody stool? I have to. I'm curious now. You've piqued my interest, and all things poop are my fucking forte.
Right.
Anybody that knows me knows that.
I've actually kind of Googled it so I can give you a little bit of pre-knowledge. So there are different types. If it's bright red, it's usually due to some type of trauma, either in the intestine or in the rectal area, and usually is not too much of a cause concern, unless it's a chronic, which in the medical world that means a constant thing, something that perpetuates or is lingering. Whereas if it's darkish blue, or really dark red...
Darkish blue? What the fuck?
That's a sign of something more severe going on.
Like you ate a Smurf.
Right? Artery or something has burst and you're bleeding into your intestines or something like that. I'm sorry, not an artery, but some type of vein, blood vessel.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so that's kind of what it is. I've had kind of more of the former, bright red every once in a while, just I think due to being constipated. I'll go through these spouts where I won't shit for a couple days, and then it's oh my God, the plug was let loose, and I'm going to shit 4 or 5 times in a day. And it's usually that 4th or 5th time, my ass is finally going, Jesus. Right?
Well, you know what? While we're on the topic of bloody stools, there's been a few times where my 9-year-old, who has apparently inherited the hypochondria of the beast, she's like, Dad, there's blood in my poop, and Mom said that's something to be worried about. I'm like, was the poop bloody, or did you wipe and there's blood? Well, there's blood on the toilet paper. I'm like, then stop fucking being so vicious on your asshole. You've given yourself a small tear in the fabric of your beehole. Fucking take it easy.
Right, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. It could be for the 5th time I'm wiping that day, and that's why I'm starting to bleed or something, right?
That's when you got to employ wet wipes or my favorite.
Bidet?
No.
Oh.
No. I fucking hate bidets. I'm going to take a weird sidebar on this. The fact that it's become so common in our country, in our culture, for people to go out and buy bidet add-ons to their toilet, with the amount of people on this planet that don't have potable drinking water, and we are literally douching our asses. I've heard some people say, first time I did it, I was in there for like 45 minutes. Imagine leaving the faucet running for 45 minutes like it's Home Alone and you're the wet fucking bandit.
And it's okay now.
And you're using it to just tickle your butthole. You fucking lazy, wasteful cunts. Stop washing your assholes with so much water. If you're so fucking adamant about water in your butthole, then fucking employ a sponge like a Muslim would and use your left hand.
What?
The reason why I brought up the...
Hang on. Is that Islamophobic for me to mention that? Because I've heard that's what they do. I'm just basing it off of knowledge. I'm not saying they do it badly.
Oh, I don't know. I was just ready to blow past it because I would assumed you were right. I don't know. Maybe you're not. I have no idea.
Spit on the toilet paper. Are you a folder or a water? Do you crumple the toilet paper or do you fold it over like a fucking faggot?
I get a lot more miles.
You can't say that word anymore, me. What am I
I
doing?
don't know. Jeez, you're going all the place. You're going racist, Islamophobic, and now you're bashing on gay stereotypes.
I'm keeping it old school.
So it depends on the time. I find if I'm going to need to get more mileage out of it, I will kind of loosely fold it over into a wad that covers my hand because I'm going to need to fold it over a few times.
Jesus Christ, it sounds like you're wiping with a catcher's mitt.
Well, not okay, it's not like it's draping to the floor. I'm just like trying to protect my fingers so I don't get shit on my goddamn hand. I don't want to have to vigorously wash multiple times because I smeared shit under my fingernails or something.
Well, that's why you don't steal one-ply toilet paper from the gas station.
Well, makes me think of an old Eddie Murphy joke about the guy tighten down the screws on the toilet paper dispenser so you can only get 1 ply at a time.
Yeah.
But there's other times, of course, you just wad it and you go to town, right? I mean, you got to get in there and get out and get done. See, I try not to be wasteful because I don't know if it's our toilet system that doesn't work too well, but one of the toilets kind of backs up pretty easily, so I try to take it easy with how much paper I use in that one too.
The principle is, and I was taught this years ago by someone, is poop, flush, wipe, flush.
Yes, but isn't that more wasteful of water? You were just talking about everybody bidet
You're
in their asses.
using it with a purpose. You're not using it for anal masturbation.
But it depends. I mean, some toilet bowls can flush how many gallons of water in a single flush?
I don't give a shit. You're using it for its intended purpose. It's
spraying
not like
their
wipe
buttholes.
once and then you flush. What I was going to say is I'm a crumpler, and if I need to get those last few bits off my asshole, sometimes you feel like you just can't get clean, I will spit onto the toilet paper. Not a loogie. I will spit. And then I will get back there, or I'll moisten it in the sink, but spit's easier because I always have my mouth handy. And then I had 2 more dry wipes after that.
Huh?
Hang on, one more thing here. I just need to know. Put your hand up. I just want to know for base. Okay. So my fingers are a half an inch longer than yours on average. I just want to know when you say you're covering your hand in toilet paper, just because I know how much toilet paper can fill my hand. But you're doing like a flat palm, and I'm doing kind of like a fucking claw grip.
Well, okay, so that's probably more what it's like. I'm just sitting there like this, but yeah, like, just enough. Like, I'll fold it back and over.
What useless fucking information.
Hey, everybody learns different things. I remember seeing other kids, like, growing up that would just go there, and they would go, instead of in the back, they would go in the forward, and they would just scrub
fucking
like this.
Idiots.
Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, you're bringing the poop up towards your nutsack.
Yeah,
and what kind of fucking animal wipes from the front? The first time somebody told me they did that, it was Graham's former IT radio host, Frosty, his co-host Frosty.
This was still a regular thing that he did as an adult?
He fucking reaches forward and wipes. I'm like, what are you doing?
No, dude. Anybody who ever want to go down on him, that would just smell like...
Well, he's married and they call his wife Hot Donna, but that's neither here nor there. You reach around and you fucking wipe. That's why they make fun of bodybuilders who get too big and can't wipe their ass. Is you don't fucking do it from the front. God damn it. You reach around, you touch the end of your ass crack, and then you pull towards your back.
Right.
And then maybe once you go the other direction towards the end, just to make sure. Only occasionally do I reach around the front and fucking push to see if I've missed anything. And that's how I know if I need to keep wiping a different way than I've been wiping.
The only time I've ever had to go from the front is if I'd somehow sprayed bad enough to get like the backside of the sack or something like that. You got to clean.
Yeah.
You got to clean that bag. Otherwise, there's no reason. I mean, it's universal, men and women. It's just one direction. You need to go. That's it.
So, bloody stool, Cologuard.
Oh, yes, and so it'll be coming here within the next week or something like that. They've sent me. They tried reaching out to me twice via phone. The second time I answered because I'm like, I'm not going to deal with them constantly harassing me. Basically, an automated line to just tell me what to expect and some tips for when you get the box. So I'm supposed to
Shit in it.
Well, yes.
How fucking much explanation you need to shit in a box?
Well, the recommendations now here. You'll appreciate this. Is when you get the box, they recommend putting it into the bathroom right away, so you remember to use it right away.
What, are you going to set it on top of the microwave with the rest of the junk mail and be sitting there taking a shit
you'd
like...
be surprised.
Hey, honey, give me the box. It's go time. We got to test these turds. You wanted it? Fucking bring it. That's like me when I run out of toilet paper and I will shout my oldest daughter's name. And it's like something out of a sitcom. It happens so often and it's so the exact same way.
She knows just
So
by
I
the
just say her
inflection.
name. I'm like, toilet paper.
It's I'm sure they've had lots of people do exactly that though. They set it down and next thing you know, they're going to the bathroom and they never think about the box until they're on the can. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I forgot to bring the shit box.
I feel like I created one question that needs to be answered with that whole having the kid get me the toilet paper. The why didn't you grab it on the walk in? Because I am like a child where I will procrastinate and keep doing what I'm doing instead of shitting. And I'll hold my shit until I can't hold it anymore. And I've gotten to an age that it's very dangerous to do this because my asshole does not have the same tensility it did when I was younger. So I will hold it till I'm just about prairie dogging. And I'm normally hanging out in the basement. So I got to go up a flight of stairs and the entire length of the house to get to my bathroom to take a shit. It's a real fucking sport
It's
here.
a mission, so you're not thinking of any other stops along the way.
You're
preparing, right?
I don't have time for that. I learned the hard way 2 years ago. I thought I'd be nice because I walked by the kids' bathroom and I saw that there was an empty toilet paper roll on top of the vanity, which means that they're too lazy to get toilet paper. So I stopped, and in the span of 6 seconds of going around the corner to the closet, getting a roll, setting on the sink for them, I sharted.
Yikes.
Because I'd been holding it for so long. Now, that's on me, but I try to do a good deed. So now I go right to the bathroom.
So no more
I
good
sit
deeds.
down. Rah! I tell you that it rockets out of me. I hold it till I can't hold it anymore. And then what normally most people do in 5 to 8 minutes worth of waiting for it to fall out of you, I do in 5 to 8 seconds. And then I'm wiping, and the whole thing can take me only 2 or 3 minutes.
See, everybody gets their system down, right? That's your method, right? That's how it works best for you.
I even do it at work that way, which is dangerous because the bathroom could be very far away, but I'm on a machine that I can drive, and I have to clench my ass cheeks closed while I fucking engage this thing
Right,
and go to the bathroom. And then people must know why I'm going to the bathroom because I will slowly step down and I will fling my gloves off quick and go in.
Sure.
Like, they're like, he's going to poop. Maybe because a number of times I've also said, call the bomb squad, I'm about to blow this bitch up.
See, for me, because of my system, and I think drinking coffee and not eating right, there'll be some days where I'll have to go multiple times, and I'll feel like I gotta go, but it'll take like 5 minutes to get to that point where I actually fucking finally shit it out. You know what I mean? Like my stomach will be hurting, and I'll be like, "Oh God, I know it's coming," and then eventually
You sound like one of my little children, one of my smaller,
See?
my 5 or my 3-year-old get
It's-
that. Like,
it's-
Dad, my tummy hurts. I'm like, you got to poop. No, I don't.
Well, I
5 minutes
know
later,
I
they're
do.
in the fucking bathroom, shitting with the door open because it's like we're Amazons here. And they're just stinking up the whole fucking hallway with their turds. And I'm like, I fucking knew it.
See, this is more one of those things where I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that we both work from home, but my wife, she'll come down multiple times in the day, and it always seems to be right as I go into the bathroom. She's like, "You're going to the bathroom again? You should see a doctor about that." And it's like,
I bet you that doesn't grate on you any.
oh God, it got to the point where it actually came up in therapy where I'm just like, I can't stand it anymore. Let's stop talking about my butt and what's going on. Like, I'm fine. Okay. It's manageable. I just need to eat better. I know what my problem is. I'm 45. So I'm to the point where I should probably start getting more fiber. I've always needed more vegetables.
Just eat 1 apple a day.
When I eat more vegetables, it's amazing how much better my digestive health is. It's unreal. So, I'm getting frustrated that she's pushing me to do this. So my compromise is to get the Cologuard box. We basically get into an argument. I go downstairs. I finally order it because I said I was going to back in June when I actually turned 45, but I hadn't yet. Of course, right? Because procrastinate like everything else. And she still won't let it go. She's getting mad, like who cares if, you should be looking out for your family and, the rest of us will suffer because you don't take care of something.
Yes,
guilt. Well, right. And so here's where part of the story you don't know, and it was interesting that you decided to record this. So she'd use the example about feeling a lump. And she goes, I felt a lump, and this and that, and I'm not going to go get it checked out. Doesn't that make you mad? Doesn't that make you upset? And I'm like, well, it's your body, and I would strongly suggest, but I can't physically make you do anything.
Are we talking about a boob lump?
Yes.
I'd be adamant they immediately go get checked, because one thing that I was always afraid of, because my mother-in-law is a breast cancer survivor, is that my wife would lose her beautiful tits.
Yeah. And, well, that's my
You're
fear.
partial to your wife's tits, I guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You try to see him as often as you can.
I love her, but her boob... No, yeah, I mean, obviously it's self-serving to think of it that way. When her life could be affected, not just the boobs.
Yeah, because she might have to have her tits cut off, and then you might not find her sexy anymore. And that would create all kinds of issues, right? That's why we're having that conversation.
There's a lot of layers to this, we'll say, right? And so, I wasn't sure if she was actually saying she felt a lump or if she was just saying it for effect or if she was trying to get back at me because I wasn't, taking the whole like pooping in a box or this whole, colonoscopy thing seriously. And she goes, no, seriously, I felt a lump. And so we talked about it and I'm like, the difference here is I'm not scared right now. My system, for as much as what's going on, is I don't have an imminent fear. And she obviously was freaking out and doing a lot of projecting of that fear onto me and get how I should get checked or how I should get going on this. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what to do? You, of all people, know, because I know you have to get this checked out, and you will get this checked out.
Did she?
And she went and got it checked out Monday.
Okay.
And she has another appointment on Friday. Basically, the gal that she saw felt around, didn't feel anything of concern, but she said, just to be on the safe side, let's go schedule you a mammogram. They'll have the results for her there.
The titty smushing.
Yes. Ironically enough, my job involves medical imaging software, and I look at a lot of actual medical images. And a bunch of what I look at in any given day are squished boobs.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Tons of mammograms. Yeah, because mammograms are actually captured at a much higher pixel rate, density rate, and I have a lot more data in them. So they actually have to be broadcast on a lot higher definition monitors. Because that's how much money has been dedicated to finding breast cancer and how much research we put into it. They get scanned at a much higher ratio so they can detect cancers a lot easier.
Well, yeah, because we want to save the titties. You also care about that.
I like
you
the
always
whole
care
package.
about the titties.
You always care about
always
the
titties.
Yes.
Ooh, what was that?
Oh, that was my digestive health.
Was it? Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
actually fart. That was actually just something moving around.
It sounded like a fucking fart. My
I got
God.
one brewing, man. I told you. I had that chili dogs, 2 of them, before I came over. So
and you also said you had some Rolaids.
Yes, with actual anti-gas relief, too, which I don't know what else was. I thought I was being nice, and yet you're over there ripping up Taco Bell farts.
Well, it's my house. I allow farts in the studio. And if they're loud, that's even funnier because the mics will pick them up. But look at you eating Rolaids like an old fucking man.
I know, man. I'm telling you, this is legit.
God damn it.
I don't feel old in any other ways except some of those types of things. Like, from doing all this housework now, I'm starting to get a sore elbow. Like, Jesus Christ.
Do you want me to send you home with that box of Centrum Silvers that I bought you as a gag gift for your wedding? that you then gave me as a re-gifting for my 40th birthday, and I just sent them home with you. You can actually fucking take them?
I probably should have been taking them the whole time. I shouldn't have been just laughing at it. I should have taken it seriously.
I got no chocolate to send with this time. That's the gift. I gave you Centrum Silvers, a bottle of ibuprofen, and I think a Toblerone.
Yep.
And I'm like, take the fucking vitamins.
Right, because I'm old.
Because you're old.
Everything hurts.
Ibuprofen for aches and pains. Eat the fucking chocolate. And then you and the wife, and this is clearly her handwriting in the birthday card to me, is take the vitamins, and then I don't think there was any ibuprofens, and there's something else, and then eat the fucking chocolate. The card is somewhere on my kitchen counter where I keep cards.
So you see it regularly. All right.
Yeah. So the eat the fucking chocolate has become the mantra there.
Oh, that's great because your phrasing it that way in your card initially to us became the mantra. That's why we would say, eat the fucking chocolate. You don't have to question it. Just eat it.
Yeah. And just because I farted, we got this bonus episode out of it. That's
right. We started talking about gastrointestinal health.
Why not?
Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me.
Well, I can't wait to hear about you pooping in a box and how it turns out.
Oh,
Although,
yeah.
I just like to wrap this up by saying, like, will you quit being such a scaredy puss and go let a doctor stick his finger up your ass just so you can tell me what it's like so that I know whether or not it's as bad as I fear it is.
I'm not going to help you out, man. You got to do it with your own fear because nobody's helping me out.
You are pooping in a box to help your wife. I need you to get your ass fingered by a medical professional to help me and all your other guy friends who might need to go get our assholes fingered.
Because I'm the old one out of the group?
Yes.
There? That's why?
Yes. You're taking the big brother role, and you're literally taking one for the team.
Well, what is it? Reynolds and McEnany or whatever it was, both got theirs filmed. They just turned 45 and both did theirs together. I mean, it's one
Are
of
you
those
talking
things.
about Mac and Dennis from It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Did they do that? I didn't know they did that.
No, not both of them. Just Rob and Ryan Reynolds. They actually went and got them together and filmed.
Right, because Glenn Howerton's name is Glenn Howerton, not Dennis Reynolds.
Yeah.
And Rob McElhenney, yeah. Oh, okay.
I said it wrong. Yeah.
Oh, because they own that small-time soccer team together.
Yeah, they're real close friends. They've been that way for a while.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I want to be friends with Mac and Deadpool.
Right?
Damn it.
Yeah. Go get colonoscopies together. Which, I get it, right? Get over the stigma, get over the hump. It's just, I don't have a regular doctor. I haven't for years. There's a stupid aversion I have to just going, oh, hey, I need a general practitioner. I need somebody who basically can be my point of reference to go at, send me off to the specialist I'm going to have to go see. You know what I mean?
Well, wouldn't it be better to have a stranger doctor stick their finger in your ass? Because then you don't know the difference between their regular behavior and the fact they could be possibly sexually excited by the fact that they're sticking a finger up your ass. Wouldn't it be better to be somebody you might only see the one time?
Why do you look at that as a negative? Like, what if he does get sexually excited about my sticking a finger up my asshole? I didn't know my butthole had that power anymore.
Yeah, well,
if ever, like,
again,
I would be impressed. Like, holy cow!
Like I talked about on
it's a star.
my stand-up set on my 40th birthday from the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin's This Is 40 comedy special, which is on YouTube. A doctor's office is not a place where I want to have a sexual epiphany, and I damn sure don't want it to be inspired by my little Asian doctor with his little finger and his soft voice penetrating my butthole and putting it inside of me and going tickle, tickle, tickle. I'd rather see a cold, emotionless, middle European, like almost like a German doctor who sounds like he's a fucking Nazi, who's like, okay, I need you to get on the table and get on all fours, and I'm going to glove up and lubricate this finger and stick it inside you. I'm going to check it. I'm inside you already. You didn't realize it happened, and I'm already done. Get out of here, whore. Here's some tissues.
See, of all the nationalities you had to pick, and I can say this because I'm German, you really think Germans would be like not excited by the butthole? They're like have a whole weird fetish.
I know that there's tons of German and Dutch Scheiser porn. Okay, I know that shit is scat porn's big over there,
right?
But there's two kinds of German men. There's like super serious German men. And there's German men that are clearly bi-curious or all the way swinging both ways that sound kind of like Flula Borg, and they're very interested to put their finger in your ass like, okay, well, are you ready for it? Here it comes. Oh, do you feel that? Oh, can you feel my heartbeat? Because I can feel yours inside you. Those kinds. So it's either like the goofy Colonel Klink, or I just have to assume Heinrich Himmler was a very no-nonsense sort of Nazi German guy,
Yeah. I think Nazis in general, you could probably say were, you could pick any range of them and you'd probably fit that bill.
Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It? Podcast show for the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm J-Man.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.